If you're attending any decent-sized university, I'm sure most of your classes have made the transition to online classes due to the COVID pandemic. And with the transition to online classes, a new pandemic has arisen itself. And that pandemic is these goddamn discussion boards that every class seemingly requires nowadays. I even have one for my math class. Now, since I don't have to show my face in any of these classes, I channeled some of my high school angst into one of these discussion boards. With the elimination of in-person classes, courses have been forced to adapt to using a significant increase in technology for the semester. This has left me personally very frustrated, as I find a lot of the technology to be everything short of pointless. I feel that we have found ourselves at a point where students are struggling to stay organized more than they are struggling to learn the material of the course. I would like to see this technology utilized in a way that will help students efficiently learn the material, but instead we are overwhelmed with useless discussion boards that only seem to serve the purpose of wasting time. Like I said, even my math class has a discussion board, and in that specific class, no one knows what to talk about, so everyone's asking questions about just random things. And I saw this as an opportunity to get creative and let loose with my responses. So I'm going to read you some of my responses to my classmates and the questions that they had. Starting with this. Aubrey asked, if you could eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? She goes into detail by saying, we all seem to have a favorite food, or a food that we gravitate towards. What would it be like to eat that food and only that food for the rest of your life? For example, I would probably choose pasta, and eating that for the rest of my life would get pretty boring. I'd have to agree, Aubrey. I responded with the title, without a shred of doubt. I said, easy question, twisted tea. Now, if you would have asked me what flavor of twisted tea would you casually sip on for the rest of your life, that would have left me perplexed. Each flavor brings its own dance party to my taste buds. If you ever catch me in a flannel on a cool fall day, you better bet your bottom dollar I have an original flavor nestled in my right hand. You know you can always catch me cranking half and halves poolside on a summer day. Blackberries keep me sophisticated. I usually drink a few of these bad boys before a job interview or my morning jog. Also, the name reminds me of my first cell phone from 2009 and overwhelms me with nostalgia. Mango? Forget about it. Your pong table's broken. Twisted teas are the full package. I won't have to drink water anymore since the tea will keep me hydrated, and I hardly eat anyway, so kicking food to the curb is about as difficult as hopscotch. Twisted teas only contain 5% alcohol, but I wish it was 100. Please drink responsibly. And for legal reasons, I am stating that I am closing in on 22. Abby asked the question, what have you done to occupy your time during quarantine? And then she goes on to talk about her new interest in podcasts. I responded simply with the title, shredding. Since the hour of lockdown dawned upon us, I have put my blood, sweat, and tears into mastering Guitar Hero. Not a day has gone by that I haven't vigorously pounced my fingers across those 5 colored buttons. My cornea is deteriorating at an alarming rate, and my optic nerve has developed a new twitch, but that's the price I'm willing to pay if it means I'll make it to the top. Also, I've been trying to break my record for most consecutive jumps on my pogo stick. Kurt asks, what is your dream car? With a plethora of different vehicles on the market, from sporty to economical, what would your absolute dream car be? That is a good question, Kurt. My dream car would be a limo, and that is only so I can take up 2 spots in my driveway. Nothing makes me want to crater my fist through some drywall more than waking up for book club only to find that my deadbeat sister is parked behind me again. Book club is at 9 a.m. You already know that she's sleeping in until noon, and that car is not going anywhere. If I had a limo, she'd be forced to park her Toyota Corolla in the street next to the trash cans, right where it belongs. Kelsey's out here asking a lot of questions. Do you live on your own? If so, is it an apartment? Roommates? In East Lansing? How old are you? How is it? And I simply responded with, this post made me feel like I'm being held at gunpoint. Bridget asked, what is your favorite genre of music? Bridget's favorite genre of music is late 60s and early 70s music, like the Eagles and Pink Floyd. That's super interesting, Bridget. My favorite type of music is something you can snap your finger to. Brutal death metal. There's something about the incomprehensible toilet-sounding vocals and the near-static sounding instrumentation that triggers my fight or flight response and really drives me to land that next kickflip. Whenever this stuff comes on during a drive, you can consider those speed limits shattered. No other genre has made the hair stand up on the back of my neck the way death metal does. When I listen to this stuff, I truly have no clue what's going on. I love it, and I live for it. Helena asks, what state would you love to travel to that you haven't been to yet, and why? Helena wants to go to Alaska. I say fuck that. Wyoming. I would love to visit Wyoming simply just to say that I have visited Wyoming. I cannot be the only person that forgets the state exists. All I ever want is to see the confused look on someone's face when I tell them that I visited Wyoming. Want to know why I forget it exists? Because it's literally a square. Nothing memorable about it, just a lousy square. Get better, Wyoming. In my original post, I complained about how discussion boards are really just a waste of time and serve no purpose to the class, but they are still required for my grade, so I doubled down and I wasted twice as much time and twice as much effort on these discussion boards. That being said, you get back what you put into things, and I am perfectly happy with the result. Have a good one.